Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Denver. I am Joe. This is Monique. Today we're going to be checking out Golden, Colorado. As you can see, we are in Golden now. We got the nice mountains here in the background, and in typical Colorado fashion, always some crazy weather. So we're bundled up today. It was, 80 degrees last week. We got 20 degrees this morning with some snow. So you never know what you're going to get. But with that being said, let's jump into things.
All right, guys, so one of the things that you may be wondering is, where is Golden, Colorado? Golden, Colorado is actually west of Denver. It's approximately 20 minutes west of downtown Denver, and it's pretty much as far west as you can go before you're really in the mountains. And so definitely a great location in the sense of proximity to downtown, but also great proximity to the mountains.
Definitely, and as Monique's calling out that 20 minutes, that is more that eastern side of Golden, because Golden, it's not a huge area, but it does have a pretty big expanse to the west as well. So as you push further out, if you're really on that outer edge on the west side, that could be 40, 45 minutes to downtown. So just to call it out for you guys, always considering your commute. But what's really cool about Golden is it's kind of situated in a unique spot in the sense of a lot of people love to go visit the mountains, and Golden gives you great proximity over there, obviously being very west. But also most people coming from Denver are going to be jumping on I-70 for at least that initial stretch. Golden specifically has access to Clear Creek Canyon, and what that does is it'll kind of trace the same way I-70 takes you out into the mountains, but allow you to avoid a lot of that traffic, at least that first 30, 45 minutes, which is huge because that can add, hour and a half, that initial ride out to the mountains on those weekends. So Golden sits in a very nice spot, kind of unique to all the other towns around it. So a really, really great opportunity to live out here. All right, guys, so jumping into Golden, Colorado. Golden's really cool. It's one of those historic mountain towns, which you find a good amount of out here. Obviously, we've touched on Arvada, some of these other ones in the local area as well, but Golden specifically was founded back in 1859. It was a big, gold mining town. Ironically, actually, was the original capital of Colorado prior to Denver. So it was definitely a big happening spot. Ton of industry blooming around here. So you had obviously just all the miners, of course, but then shortly after the fact, actually, one of the biggest places everyone knows of from Colorado is Coors Brewing out here, actually. That was founded back in 1873, and that obviously brought a ton of population growth, a ton of just, local commercial industry coming out this way. So really, really popular. And then obviously post all of that, Denver did become the capital out here, upset some locals out here, but didn't stunt the growth by any means. Golden still had a ton of population growth after the fact, and even now is a super desirable place to come live.
And look at you becoming the history teacher.
Yes, yes.
It gave me a shot to not be the history buff this time. And guys, as much as we love doing these videos for you, do remember that Joe and I are licensed realtors. So if you have any questions, any concerns, or looking to move out to Denver, don't forget to give us a call at the number coming up on your screen. And with that being said, we will continue to give you guys more information about Golden.
Of course. Yeah, not just teachers, we are realtors as well, but kind of expanding out on Coors Brewing, as we were just touching on. That's a really cool area because it's local to a lot of breweries. You see it all the time, but they allow you to go through, kind of see like the malting process, the brewing process, the bottling and all that. It's a cool little tour. It's like $20 a head. You can go out, try some of their beers, and it's just a really fun thing to do for the day. And obviously, there's a ton of stuff to do around there as well, but that's just one of the main attractions that brings people to Golden, of course.
All right, guys, and as much as, going and doing a tour around the Coors Brewing Company is fun and interesting to do, one of the things that a lot of people who move out to Golden do move out here for is the outdoor activities. Definitely a lot of things to do, given you are closer to the mountains. You have a lot of hiking activities, you have a lot of biking trails, just genuinely a lot of things that you can do with the family, going out to the state parks, having a lot of experience in terms of enjoying the nature that Golden has to offer.
Definitely. What you find is shortly next to the brewery, as we'll get back to that, is you have Clear Creek River. So it's a really cool spot there is, especially come summertime, the whole world loves to go down there, go tubing. You can take a local Coors brew, hang out in your little inner tube and float down the river. It's super peaceful. It's super pretty there. All the trees line the little riverway there. So you have all that. Of course, my local favorite, you got Fossil Trace Golf Course as well as another local activity. That's one of the most renowned golf courses here in the Denver metro that everyone comes out to visit. So Fossil Trace, really, really cool spot. And then too, like Monique was mentioning, you of course have, the hiking, the mountain biking, all of that cool stuff too. Another thing kind of unique to Golden though as well is, actually right behind us, off all these mountains, they offer paragliding. So paragliding out here is huge, and I will admit I'm not a big heights guy, but that's something I plan to do next year. I'm going to kind of break through that threshold, break that barrier. I ain't skydiving, but I will try the paragliding because that looks beautiful out here. You jump off the top of these mountains and you get just incredible views of Golden and all the surrounding areas.
And now, since we all know Joe loves to golf and that's what he likes to do.
Once she's ditched me.
Yeah, and you like tubing, right? With the Coors.
Yeah, of course.
So once we let Joe do all his fun activities, we can go back and check out, Buffalo Bill Museum, which is pretty cool in the sense if you're a history buff like me, can also visit his grave, although I don't know how fun it is to visit, some of the grave sites there.
Whatever you're into.
You have to do what you have to do. And then you also have the Colorado Railroad Museum. So definitely cool things to do in terms of being outdoors, not necessarily golfing, but experiencing the local, outdoor activities, history, all of it all in one spot.
For all you golf haters, there is a ton to do in this area historic-wise as well. And it's not just the museums. They have a really, really cool downtown too. What you find is just a ton of stuff like little, statues and monuments reminiscent of when it was an old mining town. You find cool little souvenir shops and, just all the little local places you'd expect, local mom and pop shops that you find in those mountain towns. Not necessarily all the commercial stuff you're going to find in some of these newer developed suburbs. That's what's really cool about some of these older mining towns, just the fact that Golden offers this, Arvada offers this. A lot of these older mining towns offer just kind of one-of-a-kind shops that you don't find elsewhere. So it's really, really cool. They have old rock candy down here. They have just all the little candy shops, all the great little restaurants, just a ton of fun stuff to do.
And they did really do a good job at preserving a lot of, the little murals within the city and a lot of the, statues and things like that.
Too.
Super walkable. And so definitely offers free parking. I know we've talked about parking in other areas being kind of a pain, but in Golden, they do offer free parking. There's also a visitor center. So definitely a great stop if you are looking, for something that's walkable and to check out all the local shops and souvenirs and take a little stroll.
Yeah, Golden is very reminiscent of a Boulder in a sense of it does have a lot to offer in their downtown. It does have a lot of just local activities to do. The way I'd compare the two though is Boulder is definitely more busy. There's way more foot traffic on the weekends, just a lot more reasons to come with obviously FCU Boulder out there. People are coming for the games. You have the Pearl Street Mall. There's a lot more, I guess, just local commercial stuff going on over there versus this is more of a quiet, kind of easy mountain town where not nearly as much going on in the sense of people coming here, but it still offers a cool little downtown, ton of outdoor activities, and a lot of great local cuisine too. So Woody's Pizza out here is a super popular spot. One of the best pizza places here in the metro because that can be tough, finding your local pizza place, finding those little gems. Woody's is a really, really great spot. And then of course, Coors Brewery is the big brewing place out here, but if you want some variety, you also have the Golden Mill. The Golden Mill is awesome. That's one of my favorites because they give you those little cards where you can walk by and just kind of self-pour all your different drinks. So whether cider's your thing, maybe you don't like beer, maybe you want, some other type of drink that's unique, a sour or whatever. They have all kinds of stuff on tap there. That's a really cool place. And they have really, really good views too of the mountains there too. So you can grab, your little local food, whatever you want there, whether it's, mott sticks, nachos, whatever, all that great stuff, taking some views of the mountains, have your beer, and just, it's a great time overall. It really is. All right, with that being said, all the fun stuff to do downtown. Obviously, this being a historic town, what you find is there are a lot of older style homes here, especially in the downtown area, just because of the fact that, that's what was established back here in the 1800s. So you find some of those kind of smaller, older style homes. Some have been modernized, some have been kept, preserving that historic charm, of course. But then you also do have the option, especially as you get further up in the mountains, you're finding those new builds, you're finding those custom homes. So if that's something you're looking for, if you don't want an older home, no problem. Golden definitely has something to offer in terms of new builds too. Not in this extent of you're not going to find a whole community like some of the more new established, suburbs that you're finding, but in terms of those one-offs, definitely an option. And, the median price here actually is somewhat reasonable. It's not, seven figures like some of these other places, really true deeper in the mountains. You're finding the median home price out here is that high 800s. So definitely reasonable for what you're getting because you are really close to the mountains here. And the further you get, obviously, the higher the premium is. So Golden really is a really nice niche area. It really is.
Right. And one of the things I do want to call out is if you are looking for a lower price point, there are definitely condos available as well for purchase with, the lower 500s. And so definitely options in terms of if you're looking for a townhome or if you're looking for condo style living, definitely something. Also, one of the things too, we do have students out here that go to the Colorado School of Mines, which is an engineering school. And so they do tend to look for condos or multifamily type of housing in order to be able to, go to campus and commute and whatnot. So definitely alternatives if you're not necessarily looking to spend, north of $800,000 on a primary.
Yeah, no, 100%. It just depends on the space you need. So a townhome and a condo are definitely an option. You still enjoy everything in the area. So like Monique was calling out, definitely more reasonable in that high 5s, low 600 price range. So if 800s is out of the budget, no problem at all. Obviously, something will work for everybody for sure. All right, guys, one more thing just to broaden out on the school thing is Monique was mentioning, obviously, you have the Colorado School of Mines. You got to raise that young engineer, though, obviously. So in terms of the public schools out here, you do have Jeffco schools. Those are great schools out here. They're always A minus on niche.com. So not our opinion, Niche's opinion. Great school district overall, so nothing to worry about there. And of course, hey, if that's not for you, you always have the option to do charter schools and private schools and all of that as well. But overall, Golden really brings it full circle. It's an awesome area, and it's definitely a great place to raise a family too. So that being said, hard one to beat.
Guys, and as much as Joe and I do love making these videos for you, we would love to help with any real estate needs you may have. Feel free to contact us at the information on your screen. Joe and I are the ones that answer all those calls, texts, emails, please feel free to reach out, and we'll see you on the next one.
Definitely, guys. We're going to warm up. We got some snow here in the background, so look forward to talking to you soon. But with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.